Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. I'm so glad you're here, ready to invest this precious moment in the most important project you will ever undertake, and that project is yourself. Today, we're going to talk about a truth so fundamental, so powerful that once you understand it, it will change the very trajectory of your life. It is a truth that separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishers from the winners, and it is this. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Discipline produces result long after motivation excuses itself from responsibility. Discipline produces result long after motivation excuses itself from responsibility. Now, here's what is interesting. We all love motivation, don't we? Or how we chase it. We chase motivation. We seek out the inspiring speeches, the uplifting stories, the sudden bursts of energy that makes us feel like we can conquer the world. The motivation that makes us think that we can conquer the world. Like motivation is like that exciting guest who arrives at your party with a flourish full of grand ideas and infectious enthusiasm, the sanguines. When motivation is in the room, everything feels possible. You make bold plans, you set ambitious goals, you feel that surge of excitement that promises a new beginning. And for a while, it is wonderful. You start that new diet, you hit the gym with vigor, you tackle that challenging project at work, you're fired up, you're unstoppable. But then, inevitably, that motivation starts to look at their watch. They get a little restless. They remember another engagement, another party, and quietly, sometimes without even a polite goodbye, motivation excuses itself from responsibility. It slips out the back door, leaving you standing there, often in the middle of a half-finished project, wondering where all that initial fire went. And what happens then? Well, for many people, that is when the excuse arrives. I don't feel like it today. It's too hard. I'll start again tomorrow when I feel more motivated. And so the cycle continues. We wait for motivation to return like waiting for a fair weather friend. But success, true lasting success, is not built on the shifting sands of motivation or shifting sand of emotion. It is built on something far more sturdy, far more reliable. It is built on the bedrock of discipline. So what is this thing we call discipline? It is not a punishment, right? It is not a restriction. It is not about denying yourself joy. No. Discipline, my friends, is the bridge. It is the steady, unwavering bridge, strong, unwavering bridge that connects your goals to your accomplishments. It is the conscious decision to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It is the commitment to your future self, even when your present self will rather take the easy road. I remember a quote by Jim Rohn, a man whose wisdom echoes through the ages, often spoke of the two pains in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline, he will say, weighs ounces. The pain of regret, on the other hand, weighs tons. Think about that. The discomfort of waking up early to exercise, the momentary struggle of saying no to a sugary treat, the mental effort of focusing on the difficult task. These are the ounces. They are small, they are manageable discomforts, but the pain of regret, the regret of missed opportunities, the regret of unfulfilled potential, the regret of dreams left to wither on the vine because you waited for a feeling that never came. That is heavy. That is heavy, crushing weight that can burden a soul for a lifetime. Now, you say, Minister Mike, how do I build this discipline? How do I make it my constant companion rather than just a fleeting acquaintance? Well, let me tell you this. It starts with understanding the fundamentals, and that is where most of us miss it. It starts with the philosophy of small, consistent actions. We often make the mistake of thinking discipline must be big, must be grand, must be heroic gestures. No, we think we need to overhaul our entire lives in one fell swoop. But that is a recipe for failure, because that kind of monumental effort relies heavily on, you guessed it relies on motivation. And we already established that motivation doesn't last long. Instead, let us talk about the power of one extra push-up, one less cookie, one page read, one kind word spoken, $1 saved. This are not earth-shattering actions in isolation, but when you commit to the discipline of one every single day of your life over time, this seemingly insignificant acts compound into extraordinary results. It is the philosophy of the ant. An ant doesn't move a mountain in one go. It moves one grain of sand at a time. But with consistent, unwavering discipline, an ant can build an entire colony, an entire civilization out of nothing but individual grains of sand. This is the mind shift from seeking grand sweeping changes to embracing the profound power of daily deliberate choices. Your life, my friend, is not transformed in a single dramatic event. Your life is transformed in 1,000 tiny disciplined moments. It is the accumulation of these small victories that builds the muscle of self-reliance, the muscle of discipline. Let us apply this as we go today. I want you to think about an area of your life where you've been waiting for motivation to strike. Perhaps it's your health, your finances, your relationships, or your career. Now, instead of waiting for the surge of feeling, I want you to adopt the I can, I should, I will framework. It is a simple 3-step mental process that bypasses the need for motivation and activates your discipline. The first one is I can. This is about acknowledging your capability. Can you wake up 15 minutes earlier? Yes, you can. Can you drink one more glass of water? Yes, you can. Can you spend 10 minutes organizing your workplace? Yes, you can. It is about recognizing that the physical act is within your power. Don't let your mind tell you it is impossible when your body is perfectly capable. And the second one is I should. This is where you connect the action to your values, to your long-term intentions. Why should you wake up 15 minutes earlier? Because you should invest in your personal growth. Why should you drink more water? Because you should nourish your body, the only vehicle you have for this journey. Why should you organize your workplace or workspace? Because you should create an environment that develops and that promotes clarity and productivity. These steps remind you of the benefit, the reason, the underlying philosophy behind every action you undertake. And finally, the I will. This is the decision. This is the commitment. This is the moment you override the fleeting desire for comfort or distraction and choose the path of discipline. It is a declaration of intent, a promise to yourself. I can wake up 15 minutes earlier. I should, because it allows me time for reflection. Therefore, I will do it now. This simple, powerful sequence short-circuits the emotional debate and it moves you directly into action. Now, some will say, but Mike, doesn't that sound hard? Doesn't that sound like a life without joy? And to that I say, what brings more joy to you? The fleeting pleasure of indulgence or the deep, abiding satisfaction of accomplishment? The temporary comfort of avoidance or the profound pride of knowing you are building the life you envision, brick by discipline brick? The truth is, discipline is not the absence of joy. It is the path to deeper, more sustainable joy. It is the joy of seeing your body transform, your bank account grow, your skills sharpen, your relationships deepen. These are the results, the motivation on its own. These are the results that motivation on its own can never deliver. Motivation can start the engine, but discipline is the fuel that keeps it running mile after mile through all terrains until you reach your final destination. So, as you go today, I want to leave you with this piece of wisdom that has guided countless individuals to greatness. It is simple, profound statement that cuts through all the noise and gets to the heart of the matter. Jim Rohn said, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you are better. So go today and be decent.